Alright, so these stages, when you understand vibration, this is a stage that held my grandma her whole life, is that she could never be aroused to anger. And this is a pivotal point because herein lies all the wars of all times and why people project and why we have to be mature enough when it comes to Aries season to not support fighting as far as soldiers shooting each other, no matter what country they're from. We shouldn't make an economic system around this because it is all projection. They're all there because they don't want to be, they're not where they want to be. And this is rage, and this is anger now because you're going to have to jump a wavelength. You're rising out of that state of despair, and now you gotta clench your fist and is a boxer entering the ring, is the 21st stage of Aries. So in any situation in life, you use the same software over and over and over again. This is the Aries archetype, and why I used to, another Billy Joel song, how comes you're such an angry young man? Well, you should know I am such an angry young man, you stupid person. I'm a boxer entering the ring. That's why I'm going to join the police force. That's why I'm going to join the military. That's why we're going to create all these drug laws. So, and really it is these people's point of attractions from lower ascensions meeting. But the point is now, if you watch this video and you understand, you have no excuse for ever walking into a room with anybody who just says shit like that. I mean, history lessons. Here we found out where the history teacher lives, at 10-degree Aries, off of the people who he's entrusted in his life and the people who have raised him to elevation and ascension. And really, there is no excuse, because if you're running that other software, you're not running the tunnel vision kind of software. You're not pioneering ahead like an Aries ram, and you're letting down responsibilities. You clip the wings of your triangle. Okay, so now this is a really really good one. I'd take Taylor Swift's song, "Today Was a Fairy Tale, da 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 da. You were a prince," and then she has that other song, where they're under the steps, and he takes away, "Baby, meet Juliet, you never have to be." And when he comes to those steps, or something medieval, Romeo and Juliet, those gates, the gate to the garden of all fulfilled desires, and is on the other side of this. And this is where our gamers get all of their software, and where they can put these together with and initiate anything in the world, is the company that they keep, and what is in resonance with their Neptunian projections of what they learned, what they took. Because sharing is caring. You take no greater love than a man would lay down his life for another. And that is the anger. That's why people get angry. That is vibrationally the anger point. All of war is just swallowed in that 21-degree Aries. So now the gate to the garden of all fulfilled desires. You're at the gate now. And what do you say? So now a woman, 23-degree Aries, a woman in pastel colors carrying a heavy but valuable load. Now, Romeo and Juliet, she's got something to say, but she doesn't know what to say because she's brown. You know, she has all this carpet of oriental imagery going around her head, but yet where the serpent coiled, back at 14 Aries before you, and you started to weave this basket. Very, very good. Very, very good language. You have set aside the wavelength of Bastille's City That We Love, or We Live in Cities Never Seen on Screen. And so this woman, she's in pastel colors now. She's giving off all kinds of aura, and she's carrying something so heavy, but it's veiled. So 24 Aries is now, after the anger point, getting into the zone. 21 Aries. Now an open window and a net curtain blowing into a cornucopia. So you can picture that ominous. But this is the open window now, where you can find the gate. Okay, there's the gate. You found the gate onto what this sacred wavelength is, what you've been harvesting in this timber of the daily game. 25 Aries, big one. A double promise reveals its inner and outer meanings. As anything that's on that wavelength, you get to find what you shared by resonating with it in your reality and attracting things that reflect you towards that. So it shows up in the outer world and it shows up in your inner world as resonance. Now 26 Aries, a man possessed of more gifts than he can hold. So you just la da 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 da. You have so much of it that you actually have to resort to something else, and that's the fall wavelength. And this one's very fun to watch people. 27 degree Aries is a man possessed of through imagination, a lost opportunity is regained. So you get off that wavelength, get back on it. Ever have anybody come to your house, they walk out, and then they get in their car, they drive away, then they call back again? Or you tell somebody instructions, and then they come back to you and say, oh, I forgot about this. And anything of that call return, what puts the wheel into the wheel in the sky keeps on turning. And you see that. So you have to have that power to go back and find out what you missed. You have to always take those 27 degree Aries to understand your placement and the algorithm of the whole archetype. So 28 Aries is a large, disappointed audience. This is another very poignant, powerful one because you have to let down that other wavelength. And anybody who you decided to create your second place day with, your fall wavelength now, is going to be like, oh, but we had plans. But something better came along. I have to cancel that now because this is why I was doing all this with you, if you understand that now, to put the things in place. And of course, as resonance works, it was because that was their fall wavelength for the day as well. So they're going to learn more on the flip side. So the large disappointed audience is kind of a paradox. So 29 degree Aries is the music of the spirits. When you can get together again, this is when you can play that wavelength together, you can form a band, you meet, and you talk, and you love each other, and whatever. So then it ends at 30 degree Aries is duck pond, and it's brood. This is the pond that you swim on, and this is my sign of Scorpio, the path into Scorpio, which is sex and the conception that comes out of it, and what those love children do as they grow up in the world with their DNA of the vibrational matrix that was your timber of the day that brought people together, and what the idea was in resonance with that moment. Alright, so there's the ram.